Dobra. To lecimy. Pyk. I teraz tu. Na YouTube. I zaraz będzie wszystko. O, już jest. Pojawił się stream. Dobra. Odpala się gierka. Ale to jest ostatni live przed tą przerwą szczytniową, co teraz będzie, a potem już zobaczymy. Potem już powinien być ten król dostępny, zobaczymy. Właśnie nie wiem, czy to... zobaczymy. Na razie jest jak jest. Na razie lecimy ze Starfieldem jeszcze, bo to jest teraz najbardziej istotna sprawa. No tak, my mamy do kończenia misję, co nie? Czekajcie, jak my stoimy tutaj z lotnictwem. Czyli muszę 30 statków rozdupiać. Zajebiście. Kurde, chyba to spieprzyłem. Chyba to spieprzyłem, bo niekoniecznie. Chociaż może i nie. Czekajcie. Jednak nie. Dobra, bo my musimy lecieć. Musimy lecieć ręcznie. Znaczy ręcznie, no. W sensie... Oj, zdupiłem to, bo jestem w kosmosie. Zdupiłem to. Czekaj. Jak ja w ogóle wyglądam? O kurde! Jestem koks w ogóle, nie? Dobra, na razie... Zobaczymy, bo... Dobra. Ja to mamy tam. No co jest? Co mamy? R wcisnąć, żeby podróżować. Dobra. To moja wina. Moja bardzo wielka wina. O, jedziemy. Raz. Dwa. Trzy. Ten statek jest zajebisty. 4. Wiecie co? Ja bym nawet sobie sam nawet poradził. A ochrona mi zeszła. Dopiero teraz. Niszczymy. Nie wiem, czy ja to robiłem. Widzę, że to jest wielka wojna. Wybuchnął. Ładnie. Hurra! Hej, Paula! Kurwa, ten statek jest zajebisty. Ile oni mi w ogóle? Ile ja ich rozbiłem? To ja już mam, kurczę, te statki klasy B odblokowane. O kurde. Siema wszystkim. O, ten od GTA też jest pan. Pan od GTA też jest. Widzę. Cieszy mnie to. No. Ty kurde, to ja mam tą rankę, tak? Czyli mi zostaje tylko jedna w tych statkach. Ej, zajebiście. Teraz tu jest impreza. Ty, to oni tak szybko padli. Okej. Dobrze wiedzieć. Spadaj, typiarzu. Ty, to oni tak szybko opadli. Muszę się dowiedzieć jednej rzeczy jeszcze. Ile ja mam? O Boże, dobra. Kurde. No i level. I level mi się podbił znowu. Dobra, no jutro nie będziemy niestety w to grać. Do środy. Ale będziemy robić coś innego, bo ja mam kurs. Ale wam go puszczę na YouTubach. Tak jak poprzednio zrobiłem. Dobra. Po pierwsze teraz tak, bo na pewno potrzebuję informacji, co to jest. Gówno skafander. Gówniany. Czyli nie wiem, czy to skafander, czy cokolwiek to jest. Dobra, gdzie ja muszę się dostać? Gdzieś do góry? Kurde, gdzie muszę iść? Gdzie ja muszę iść? A tu są schody, kurde, ślepy jestem. Ślepy jestem, cholera. Coś ty nawet chyba nie zdążył. O ty. Kurde. No to mamy... Wow. Czy nie da się przejść? Dobra. Mogę czy nie mogę? Cztery no 20, tu nie mogę. Kurde, no już blisko jestem. Cholera. Tu jakoś gdzieś. Nie bardzo. Nie bardzo. Kurde, gdzie mogę iść? Chyba już. Już to mam. Udźwig na full. To ile ja tego mogę nieść? 235. O! Nieźle, nieźle. Kurwa, co jest? Nie mogę to jakoś dostać. Mam 800 ammo. A ty, chyba że tu jakoś. się do ciebie, stary, mam dostać? Tam do góry. Kurwa, niech ona skończy wysyłać te pierdoły. Czy jak ja się mam do tego typa dostać? Jak się mam dostać do niego? To się zbaczyło coś. Kurwa, wyłącz mi to i schowaj mi na to. Nie wiem, czy to czy to zbagowane jest, czy jak? Co jest? Jak ja gościa mam zdjąć? Przecież tam są wszędzie, kurwa, te... ściany, to jak ja gościa mam? Jak ja go mam zabić? LOL. Teraz się odbija od ściany. To się nie opłaca. Właśnie chcę zobaczyć. Chyba, że kurde od jakiejś innej strony. Ale nie wiem, naprawdę. Raczej kurwa nie. Raczej nie. Jak ja mam tam? Chyba, że tu. Dziwna ta gra jest. Nie wiem, co się stało. By te drzwi się nie chcą otworzyć. Automatic door. Trzeba gdzieś otworzyć. Te drzwi. Ten, ale nie wiem gdzie. Się otwiera. Że tu? Moment. Komputer z haku łatwy. Znaczy ja mam umiejętności pod to, żeby otwieranie zamków było łatwiejsze. Zabezpieczenia tak, muszę 5 rzeczy zhakować, żeby to otworzyć. Łapię. Ups, a ja chyba sobie złamałem. Serwer. O nie. Bo to nie jest takie kurde proste. Dobra, ja i tak to zapiszę. Tutaj. Dobra, muszę mieć... Weźmiemy sobie na 3. A te? Ile? Masakra.
Careful not to lock us out of the system. I know.
Te chłopy zawer. No ale teraz jest dobrze. I co? I mam dane hakowania jedno pełnię, tak? 1 na 5. No dobra.
This is the first deep breath I've taken in months. I make no illusions. You did this. And now it's up to us to keep it going. Very diplomatic. It's horseshit, of course. But it sounded nice. The rest of the families and I, well, we chipped in for a reward. I know it's probably a pittance compared to what someone like you makes. But, we're just dirt poor farmers and miners just trying to get by. I think I need to shut up now. Don't want to get... Who the hell knows? We're coming off a victory, so that might buy us a honeymoon period. But maybe it'll last. Don't you dare! I have my precious reputation to maintain. If you ever are in this system, you come back and visit. We'll give you a warm welcome for the ages.
Koniec questa. Super. O. Spoko. My się interesujemy na razie tym. Ciekawiej tylko gdzie to jest, czy to jest gdzieś w ciul, czy... I w tym układzie. Konkretnie na tym statku, czy tam planecie.
I am ready. What's the plan, Captain?
Ale... Aha. Kurwa, nie chcę z nimi gadać. Prędzej już. W ten sposób. I teraz tak. Kurde, no, będzie ciężka sprawa. O kurde, aż tyle tego mam. A nie. Ja biorę od nich, a ja nie chcę od nich brać. Pojemnik jest pełny. To źle.
You look well. Don't load us both down with too much.
Obciąża mnie zbyt wieloma rzeczami. Co to w ogóle jest? Kierowniczka lin. Dobra, lin, słuchaj no. 52. Ten. Trzy. 43, 31. Kierowniczka lin. W sumie mam tych współpracowników i mogę sobie z nimi. I oni będą sobie na tym statku. Skafandry. Plecaki. Hełmy. I ubiór.
Don't do anything stupid out there. Hello? Not a problem.
67.
Farewell.
A ty możesz to nieść. A gdzie jakiś sklepikarz, to się mu sprzeda. Parę rzeczy. Wylądować.
In the mood to catalog some life forms? about us. We're just here to keep the peace.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think most of the time. More often than not, we're just handling drunk and disorderly conduct. Heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long as they're not bothering anyone, we've been told not to worry about them. Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you came. As you can imagine, we're in a bit of a predicament. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? You're right. We're not. Which means we're not bound by anyone's laws but our own. In other words, it's our system and our rules. Neither the UC nor the Freestar Collective will help you if you get into trouble here. Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. It bears no discernible markings or allegiances to any manufacturers we're aware of. I'm hoping that doesn't mean we're dealing with some sort of new deep space threat. And not quite. It took some time, but we received a transmission. It was all, pardon the phrasing, it sounded almost alien, like nothing anyone's heard before. Clicks, distorted groans, buzzing, really disturbing sounds. Now, one of our engineers says it could just be some busted comm equipment or incompatible signals, but we're not sure. So far, no one's disembarked from the ship, no landing craft, nothing. We don't have the staff or ships to spare, otherwise we'd dock with it and attempt to board. Can't say for sure. Looks worn, but not cobbled together like a Crimson Fleet junker. Others have been saying it's some new Varun design, a gigantic battleship with hidden armaments preparing for assault, but that doesn't check out either. There's also been talk about non-human sentient life. The comms data we received might support that, but humanity's spread far and wide and no one's ever encountered anything like that. Still, first contact. Could you imagine? It is. Whatever's going on, we need to approach this with care. First, see if you have more luck communicating with them. If not, you may have to try boarding. Whatever you do, it's important to remember to seek diplomacy with who or whatever's on board. As soon as you have any more information, report to Oliver Campbell. He's the CEO of Paradiso. All formal decisions will need to go through him, and he'll have your pay. Good luck.
Okej. Czyli co? Czyli my musimy... Wywołaj niezidentyfikowany statek. Że mam ten statek, bo on jest dosyć mocny. Chyba, że okaże się, że jednak, że już nie jest. No to wtedy będziemy myśleć, ale na razie zobaczymy.
Let's see what's out there.
Na ile jesteśmy w stanie ten... Mam 16 poziom. Dosyć wysoki. Co? Musimy lecieć, nie? Który to jest? Ten. Ledwo zdążyłem, bo bym mu się wdupcył.
We've docked. I'm sure whoever's in that ship will be thrilled to see you.
I have something for you.
Próba dokowania zakończona powodzeniem.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile.
I agree with the captain. Now is the time for diplomacy.
Agreed. But we must be ready for it. Now, eyes and ears sharp.
O, grubo.
You're human.
Ty jesteś człowiekiem.
Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol system.
Sys.
Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
Welcome back to the rest of humanity. You're no longer alone.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship, Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world, in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago. I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind.
Jestem Carling Gaming, chcę wam pomóc. Jak to głupio brzmi.
Only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and the others. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first.
A, dlatego, bo ten statek był częścią tutaj.
Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though, it would seem that was perhaps
Diana.
a bit presumptuous. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security.
O,
I do not believe we have need to
co oni na tym kurwa w statku mają?
Because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor...
Jaki kurwa, co to za statek jest?
Asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an
Jaki oni statek mają?
within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for the...
Ten statek jest dupny.
We were told that it was the largest, most...
Dobra, ale czekaj, ty laska. A, on mi tylko pokazuje i tak planetę, nie że statek.
If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are
Czy
no
ona coś w Francji jest, kurde, że ona taka... Ona tak nawija.
Now that we know what's out there,
Mogę? Co to jest?
Never seen a ship like yours before.
So, here we are.
Then again,
Let's talk.
A, ty poszłaś w innym stronę, a ty...
all here. It's like we're walking in a time capsule here. I
Miejsce
cannot imagine how
kapitańskie,
hard this
mówisz?
must be.
Mogę? A. To tryb zaawansowany. Ale nie będziemy im go hakować. Jest trudny, zaawansowany nawet jest.
I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition.
Nastolatką byłaś? O?
Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly.
Zadogowa, jak się ma twoja załoga.
A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that.
I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually.
Aha.
Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity.
No to w sumie jego rozwalić to ciężko by było.
Last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you?
O,
We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them.
o, tata już chyba wrócił.
I wish I could say that the satisfaction of helping others in need is sufficient, but I'm not getting that impression from you. I'm sure we can pull together some resources equivalent to whatever currency you use these days. We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. And until then, you're free to make use of whatever facilities you need on our ship.
Słuchawki się? Czy nie jeszcze? To one mi kurwa monitują, że tego, tak? A bo widać, w kamerce widziałem. Czekajcie, ja sobie podłączę. Bo widzę, że się rozładują zaraz. La la la. Dobra. Czekajcie. Tu już damy decyzję.
If you don't need me anymore, I have a ship to run. Ah, so they have a name. Paradiso. And it sounds promising that they sent you here to speak with us. You see, we intended to settle here.
Paradiso.
But we assumed that they intend to defend their claim, given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us.
Dobra, teraz jest dobrze. Chyba.
Battery 10%.
No właśnie, 10% baterii mi zostało.
Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet. When we left Earth, there were no claims to planets this far out into space. We had assumed that we were the only ones attempting a generational journey such as this, meaning that there would be no need for a formal claims process. Regardless, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, did manage to file a charter for this planet's first colony, to be named New Jamestown. According to his records, no one took it seriously when he filed it, so likely it was either ignored or the records were lost to the ages. Given humanity's lack of interest in colonizing the far reaches of space at the time, It shouldn't have been a problem, but again, here we are now.
Battery 10%.
Nie, dobrze jest. Nie wiem czego on, ten komputer jedyny. Możliwe, że ta opcja będzie sensowna.
Yes, yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world. Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try. Thank you, and good luck.
Czego ona chciała? Negocjuj.
Just stay out of trouble.
Ło, co oni tu mają? Na tym statku, nawet kurde windę. O, chyba do góry muszę jechać jednak.
Careful waving that fancy gun around.
Tu są schody. Łoku! Oni na tym statku to mają chyba wszystko.
The constant is a peaceful.
Oni na tym statku wszystko mają.
So many lives, from birth to death, spent on the ship.
Sypialnia. Sorry, ale ja muszę sobie to...
These are exciting times, aren't
Kibelek. Sugestia, żebym przeskoczył.
This is a garden built to sustain the maximum amount of people possible. It's a monument to life.
Dobra. Kurwa. Oni na tym statku to wszystko mają.
Does this place look cleaner than before? Huh.
Kurde, ale jaja.
Hey, you might want this.
I know your type. The freewheeling sleazy.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Come here for a little R&R, huh?
Chce mi no hello, hello. Piętro kierownictwa.
Something for you.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? I'm afraid so, yes. Sorry, but that's just how it is with the board. They're generally... I'm afraid so, yes. Sorry, but that's just how it is with the board. They're generally very busy, so any outside parties need to book appointments in advance. Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business. I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine, dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in, so it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too. Sure, have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
Jo, ona z takiego daleka mnie kufa zatrzymała, co? Patrz, a ja w ogóle tego nie ściągam. Co biegam z tym w ogóle tak, nie? A oni to wszyscy ściągają. Dobra. Sala zarządu.
Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes. We don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks.
Olivier.
No one minds because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal. No, of course not. There's several more.
Oczywiście, że
They're
nie.
just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine.
Dobra.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
On trochę gada. Tak trochę chińczykowo.
We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some buggy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. You'd be surprised what people fall for. Locally sourced island fruit essences, for instance. It's just the same old fruits brought over from Earth ages ago, but we get nearly 10 times the market for them. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So, tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away?
Ty placówka. Planetę? O Boże.
I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting
Powiem, że
time,
chronisz
wanna tell me what it
głupoty.
really is?
Dobra, a teraz słuchaj. To możemy to statek kolonizacyjny, który był.
Are you talking or not?
A bym dał tą trzecią opcję.
Bonza! That means we got them right where we want them. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance.
O
Who
nie.
knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with. And how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. And that's within your right. But as the CEO of Paradiso Group, I'm the one who has to make and approve decisions around here, not you. So, as much as I appreciate your feedback, it's not in the best interest of the Paradiso Group to take it into account. We own this planet. Imagine the landscaping does... No. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract. For room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their... But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff.
Chyba wiem już co zrobić.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
Zakładam, że jakąś tam mają.
They'd be hard-pressed to defend that claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
Dobra.
I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that I've made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor. But who would do such a thing?
You better be asking for your next magic show and not for any stupid reasons.
Hipotetycznie. Moment.
Guess we're tabling it for now. Let's circle back around ASAP, though.
There are millions of
Moment, co to się stało? A po co?
planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
Ciekawe. Robimy coś opcjonalnego w takiej
We've
sytuacji.
got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
One of these days. It's like we just entered a brochure. I bet they'll bill us for walking through the door.
You'd think we'd be a prime target for pirates.
Chyba, że to ich zniszczy, a tego bym nie chciał. To nie wiem, czy to się dotyczy... Negocjuj. Nie, to nie chcę tego robić. Wracamy się.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
I'm on vacation because I
Ha, oni wtedy odecą, dobra. A ja nie chcę w ten sposób, niech oni się tu osiedlą. Będę przynajmniej próbował.
What's not to love
It's not
about this
important. Bring it
planet?
up with Kiwi. And you've made your decision? Right. Assuming they agree to the terms, I've got a list of resources you'll need to gather and bring back so we can support the new arrivals. We'll need to improve our
Albo
logic
ich
and
wysadzę.
infrastructure, plus account for future projects to support an increased population.
Będę próbował w
Don't
ten
care how you
sposób, a jak nie,
them,
to i...
just make sure to bring them here with you before we can consider this a done deal.
They survived all of that just to end up in servitude. Better than dying on a broken ship, I know that. But this isn't something to be proud of.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Dobra. Spadamy stąd na razie. Odejdź do lobby. Bo ja myślę, że jeszcze mogę podjąć tę decyzję. Czekajcie. Tak, mogę. Prowadzić do przeciążenia lub porozmawiać.
Stay out of the guest's way, but we're always here if needed.
Hey there.
Nie, nie.
Have a great day.
No major incidents in a while.
Mój statek, co? Powiedzmy, że chcę.
Hey, you might want this.
O, niekoniecznie muszę lecieć.
Is mining on the schedule today?
This all feels like a dream. So if anyone tries to
Nie, teraz już mi pokazuje. Na odlot. No, lecimy w kosmos. To zasuwamy w kosmos. W takiej sytuacji. Jedzie! Gdzie jest ten statek cholerny? Tam.
Something for you.
Co? I mamy dwie możliwości.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Do tego punktu tam.
We've got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason. Now that we know what's out there, things are going. Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Just stay out of trouble.
We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it. What's the good word? Then I'd need to know what that catch is before I could form an opinion. That doesn't sound so bad. My crew will need to get used to working for a living anyway. This seems agreeable. Is that all? I'm not sure what we can spare. I'm thinking. Perhaps there are resources in storage we can scrounge up or recycle. Sorry, but I can't. That does seem reasonable. Tell you what, talk to Daisuke and he'll get you what we can spare. If you succeed, we'll see about finding some other ways to repay you as well.
Udało się.
Thank you.
Dobrze.
Safe travels to you.
Careful.
Jo.
Leaving that fancy gun around, we don't need to see what it can do.
We got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason.
O co chodzi z przeciążeniem układu?
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
are there? Oh, I know. I'm fine. It's just that we've never really had visitors, right? Up until recently, we didn't even believe it was
Spróbuję sobie to zapiszę i spróbuję go tam pomęczyć.
I'll bet you do. But that makes sense, right? Presumably you're out there traveling the universe in your little ship. But for us, everyone we knew and ever would know is on this ship. This is a new experience for us. I imagine that's hard for you to understand. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Dice K, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk.
Huh.
We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled. Even the food. In a roundabout way. If you know what I mean. It works out for the most part. Because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies. Or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared.
A potem sprawdzimy sobie
Sometimes
coś.
people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. Oh yeah, she sent me a message. I have everything for you right here. It's all we can spare, so I sure hope you come through for us. Need anything else? See you around.
Dobra, co ty mi dałeś? Aha. Idę sobie obiad zjeść, a potem zobaczymy. Zapiszę i... Jestem. Chodźcie, sprawdzimy sobie, co się stanie.
I lived my entire life in the constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Czy mogę im... O nie, to jest jako kradzież. Już uznane. Co wy tam sypiecie mi? Tak? Co?
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Wow. Hi.
Dobra. Kurde. Nie wiem, ile tego mam.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Kurwa.
We got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Inaczej. Cześć, Pantera. Oj, ja muszę chyba na mój statek wyjść. Idziesz tu do mnie, czy nie bardzo, Julcyś? Kurde. Jak wychodzi z tego statku?
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting from here on out.
Just stay out of trouble.
Hey there. Hey.
Kurde. Z tego obiektu.
I've seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships.
I hope not. Let's not think about that anymore right now.
A czemu mi to pokazuje?
Aren't you worried about running out of food?
I've heard about you.
Super. A taka jesteś. To ty taka jesteś. Aż ty, Julcyś, jedna ty. Aż ty, mała Julcyś. No dobra, to se graj. Kurwa, jak ja mam...
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict.
Mała Julcyś. I nasza.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside.
Dobra, jak ja mam... To ciasnej anielki. Stąd wyjść.
Wow. Hi.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Zwinda.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside.
I wonder what else is out there.
Hi. So many lives.
Kurwa.
Deaths spent on this ship.
Mać, ale to jest gówno.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. We've got strict rules around here.
Ja pieprzę. Nareszcie.
Looks exactly as we left it, right? Right.
Co ja muszę skoczyć? Sprawdzić.
I'm sure they're sad to see you go.
Czekajcie, gdzie to teraz jest? SOL Centauria. Loża. I do loży lecimy.
I have something for you.
Jestem ciekawy.
This place is a delightful relic tangled up with hope, grit, and science.
Łuto. My potrzebujemy czego? Zacznijmy od tego, czego nam potrzeba. Szukamy na razie włókno. 15×40. Włókno. Włókno. Czy mamy włókno? Nie. Nie mamy włókna. Uszczelniający środek. Nie ma. Żelazo. Ty, ja tu mam pewnie. Zasoby. Żelazo. Włókno. A ty nie masz?
Yes? Let me carry that.
Ty nie będziesz miał.
See you later.
Cholera. Żelazo. Żelazo, żelazo. 6/10 stawisz lit. O kurde, no grubo. Dobra, nie mamy w ogóle. Też może i mamy. Poczekajcie. Patrzymy, poszukamy. Może w składzie jest. Może jest.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got no work.
Sprawdzimy.
It's always a great day here. I asked my boss what they're doing to stuff.
Co to mi się pojawiło? Czemu na wyjęcie muszę iść?
Ah, if it isn't my crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. See you later.
Chuja mam w nim gadać. Rozmawiać dotyczy się nie wiem po co. Po co ja mam z nim gadać? Bez sensu. Czemu ta misja powoduje, że my miałbym z nim rozmawiać?
Much fun as that was, good to be back.
Zasoby. O. No i są zasoby. Mieć. Ołów. Okno. Żelazo. Tak, żelazo też jest potrzebne. Żelazo mi jest potrzebne. I w ilu ilościach jeszcze zabierz? Żelazo 10. Nie no, 40 chyba. R. Ale jeszcze więcej. To mam kurde aż wszędzie zabierz lit. Dobra. To teraz lecimy na naszego kupca. Zobaczymy. W takiej sytuacji co my tu możemy zdziałać? Baldo. Opa. Chyba to jest to. Kupię i sprzedam tym razem. Pohandlujemy sobie.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
I pohandlujemy.
You might want this.
As vital as space. Delightful.
Wspaniale. O, hopie, może ty mi pomożesz, bo ty na pewno coś masz. Potrzebuję żelazo. O. Dobra, moment. Nie pomożesz mi w całości, ale w czymś mi pomożesz. Moment. Żelaza mam 3 żelaza potrzebne. Będziemy mieli z głowy. Zasoby. Żelazo razy 3. Super. Litu 10. Nie wiem, czy ty posiadasz coś takiego jak lit.
Some may consider hope. I'll take any cargo you want to unload.
Wszystko. Masz amunicję. Kurwa, nie masz litu. Litu nie masz. Trzeba będzie po planecie poszukać litu. Litu brakuje. Zabierz lit. Zabierz środek uszczelniający. A środki uszczelniające posiadasz?
I like how laissez-faire Hopetown is. Shall we?
Różne zasoby. Kurwa, nie posiadasz takich rzeczy, stary, jak środki uszczelniające. Kurwa, to on nie ma wszystkiego. Włókna, chociaż. Kurwa.
Trade Authority and HopeTech have a excellent
Zasoby. Nie masz, kurwa, nic ciekawego. Szkoda go dać. Co?
as vital as space. Delightful.
No to ty za to będziesz, jednak będziesz biedniejszy. Uhuhuhu. Aż 13 tego, to 12. Wszystkie bym chciał sprzedać, ale niestety nie mogę. Kurde. Oj, to mamy problem.
You might want this.
Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect your own.
Jedyne co to teraz mam żelazo. Ilości wystarczającej. Zajebiście. Cholera, ja mam z nim rozmawiać w tej misji. Tego nie umiem pojąć. Cholera. Ja jestem teraz w kropce. Potrzebuję składników, których ciężko sprawdzimy. Wenus. Ja nie wiem, po co ja mam w ogóle tego typa iść i z nim gadać, ale pójdę tam i zobaczę, no. Pójdę, zobaczę, o co może chodzić, ale szczerze mówiąc nie mam pojęcia.
Something for you.
Bo i tak na razie niestety nie zrobimy nic. Nie będziemy czasu tracić. Przecież. A nic nie zrobimy z tym. spoko. Po co ja mam z nim gadać? To jest bardzo ciekawe.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers.
Oh.
We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate.
Jakieś kontrabandy? Co to kurde?
The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this.
Kurde, no ale temu to.
Well, technology-wise, criminals have always been one step ahead. No different now than it was centuries ago. Smugglers often have a fancy shielding or scan jammers that allow them to evade the checks. But luckily, we can still use old-fashioned detective work to track these criminals down. Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by landing pad B. Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings.
Drobne.
Remember that job you did for Agent Plato? I finally had a reason to call in that favor he owes us. I asked him to pull the names and cargo of every potential smuggling ship that docked in the last month. He said he'll have a slate ready for you to examine. Right now, we don't have any good leads. But if anyone's seen anything, it will give us something to go on. See you later.
Jeśli to zadanie mi pomoże, to okej. Bo tamtego nie jestem w stanie dalej kontynuować z racji tego, że nie mam materiałów. Chwilowo. Co ja mam tu w ogóle mieć? Te.
Yeah? Can't say I have. When you work a job like this, you see so many ships. They all sort of blend together. Nope. I just keep my head down and do my job. Speaking of which, I better get back to it.
About time. I've been telling my supervisor about that cargo ship for ages. I was beginning to think he was ignoring me. It's the way the crew handled the cargo. They were being way too delicate. The manifest said they were carrying potatoes, spuds. I don't know what was in those crates, but it certainly wasn't that. That's the problem. I don't really look at the ship names when I work, just the ID number granted for clearance. I think it was UC576B. I do know it's a cargo class transport, if that helps. All right, bye.
A. No dobra. Właśnie, co my mamy w ogóle w tym? Chyba full udźwig. Akurat ciężko zrobić. Powiem szczerze, że ciężko jest.
Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else.
Yes.
Nie mam tyle zasobów w ogóle, żeby... Ale coś się wymyśli. Nie wiem czemu.
I'm afraid I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, that I do, Captain. Sergeant Yumi said you'd be coming to pick it up. You've got good timing, too. I actually have a friend on a classified star station who sent me this list of potential smugglers the other day. Here you are. Given I owe you for the last job, I hope it serves some use. That's right. Classified station, top secret projects, etc., etc. Nothing you need to be concerned with at the moment, Captain. Yep. Every ship on that list has a route that goes through New Atlantis. Not surprising, given we're the biggest port in town. And if they're smuggling stuff there, you can bet your ass they're smuggling stuff here. It's been a pleasure.
Dobra.
Calling all spacers. You've given the fleet a lot. Can't believe we got into this. So, met with a lawyer and with him here.
Okej. Zgłoś się do strażnika jego coś tam. Port lotniczy. Wow. No co jest? O, działa. Już się bałem, że coś się zdupcyło. O, na szczęście nie. No nic, na razie.
Found those smugglers yet? Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance?
O Boże.
Of course.
Że ta gra nie jest taka łaskawa, co... Kurde, no ciężka sprawa. Szukanie i przejęcie, ja se sprawdzę. Może już jest coś na ten temat. Ja, może coś będzie. Przewodników. Si. Dobra.
Found those smugglers yet? Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance? Captain Enjai's ship. I think you might have hit the mark here. You had reports of their crew being less than professional on several occasions. Still, being a little rough around the edges isn't exactly a crime. Are you sure it's the right ship? Then the next step is searching their cargo for any smuggled contraband. And, as luck would have it, I believe the Anansi has already arrived at landing pad B. I'll make the call to have the ship detained until further notice. Your job is to board the ship, locate any illicit goods, and return them here. And if any of the crew puts up a fight, I trust you know what to do. Good luck.
No dobra. Jaki kurde statek wielki.
Security? My suggestion? You turn around and pretend you saw nothing.
Kurwa.
Barking up the wrong tree. Just get off the ship and tell your boss the ship's...
Jezus, ile oni tych przejść tu mają?
Looking for something?
Kurwa, nie mam nic. O, chociaż nie.
Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered. But maybe you'd be willing to give a first-time offender a slap on the carpal bone. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal?
Wyszłem z tego. Dobra, nieważne. Słuchaj, wysłać chyba można.
It's simple. I give you a large sum of creds. You turn around and tell your sergeant the ship was cleared.
O nie.
Good choice, Captain. Here's your credits. All you have to do now is tell your sergeants you found nothing.
You don't need to be here. Make it easy on yourself.
Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Get out of my face, pig.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay. No bounty. Clear.
How's
Kapitanie.
how's the investigation going? No major hiccups, I hope? Holding your breath. Good work. Did you find anything?
Co? Jakże można ich wydać? Aha. What?
See you later.
Chodź tu. Muszę coś zrobić. Kredytami mnie nie. Kurwa, ale ten statek.
Looking for something? Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered. Maybe you'd be willing to give a first time. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal? Fine. You've made your choice. But now, you'll have to pay for it. You're not supposed
This won't end well for you.
Chyba, że jeszcze inaczej jesteśmy to w stanie wykonać. Właśnie bo nie wiem, czy mam się z nimi nadupcać, czy... coś załatwić.
Looking for something? Well, it looks like you got me, but I don't suppose you're interested. It's simple. I give you a lot.
Hej! Ciepło godosz. Mówisz?
That's unfortunate, Captain. Now I'm going to have to smuggle your body off this ship.
Dobra.
You're outmatched.
You will be scanned as you enter the
Ha!
no.
How's the investigation going? Good work. Did you find anything? Very well done, Captain. Time and time again you come through for us. Initially, I felt bad for having someone of your rank doing security, but frankly, you're worse than guilt. In any case, I'll have a team move the ship off the landing pad and do a full sweep. Make sure there's no other surprises on board. Oh, and before I forget, your payment. It's well deserved.
Super. Super, tyle, że teraz tak, no tego nie ruszymy. Bo dalej nie mam półki, no nie mam takich rzeczy. Zostawiamy to na razie. Lecimy tak. Odwiedź dom, to zostawiamy. Sprawdzamy, gdzie to jest. Czy to jest tu, czy daleko. To jest na Soulless. No, ale się. Nie będę martwa w takim razie. A tam to też było na Marsie, tyle że...
Hey, you might want this.
Dalej. Ale te misje są stare, trzeba by je porobić.
Have something for you.
Sprawdzimy w ogóle tam na dole.
You look hurt. Might want to head on over to the line.
How goes?
Mars is
Albo jeśli nie, albo i nie sprawdzimy.
Worker satisfaction has been trending upwards recently. Taking their psychological concerns into account has played a part in that. God, damn it! Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't directed at you at all. I'm just really stressed out at the moment. You're fine. Actually, maybe you can help me? I'm aware of what you did for Trevor. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything to Peter. I feel like I can trust you. I'm Gilly. I'm a psychologist working for Deimos, and I've been utterly swamped with work lately, trying to make a deadline. I could use a hand tracking down some of our employees and delivering psychological questionnaires to them.
Oh, I took one of these exams once. Had to rate my emotional state with numbers. I had to give one number for a whole year's worth of work and feelings and victories and struggles. But hey, maybe this test is different. One can hope.
Dobra, jeszcze możemy popykać.
It's not as sinister as you think. Basically, Deimos invests heavily in its employees and operations. In order to protect those investments, I was hired to perform periodic psychological evaluations. The company wants to identify potential erratic behavior patterns that might jeopardize the company's investments and work with their employees to correct them. It's a lot of personal stuff. I'm not going to get into it with someone I just met. All you need to know is that I could really use a hand. You can? Oh, wow, thanks. I don't even know who I've got left in the stack, but take a look at the names and track them down. When they've all filled out the forms, just bring them back to me and I'll go through them. Just tell them you're assisting Gilly. Oh, and don't read what they write down. It's supposed to be confidential. Thanks again.
Mhm. Co ma? A. Ogólnie.
Good old Deimos Star Yard. You won't find anything flashy here.
Hello
It'll
there.
get you where you need
Do
to
I
go.
know you?
Ej, znam cię.
Martian dust is a leading cause of respiratory illness. Remember, keep it breathing so you don't get wheezy.
Ah, yes. I seem to recall hearing about that. Well, it's nice to finally meet you. I'm Leona Hawks, Deimos Staryard's corporate liaison. Anyone who deals with our office likely deals with me at some point. I suppose I'll be seeing you around. We've been contracted with the UC for decades to provide military-focused crafts for the entire fleet. It makes sense that they trust us, as Deimos is the oldest standing ship manufacturer in the settled systems. We were responsible for some of the major advancements in grav drive technology since the early days of its existence, so our legacy is strong. I coordinate between Deimos Corporate and the other operations, such as the Star Yard itself, and the mining operations here on Sidonia. Deimos Star Yards Corporation is a complex entity, given that the different divisions have different goals and priorities. My job is to make sure those are all in alignment. A psychological evaluation? Are you kidding me? Gilly, I'm the one who ordered this program in the first place. Do I really need to go through this?
I'm well aware that you are an employee and it is company policy that everyone gets one.
Okay, fine. Let me have it. Okay, this isn't so bad. Easy. Yep. You really want to know that? Huh? Okay. And done. There you go. Remind me to make myself and the other execs exempt from these in the future. We wouldn't be where we are if we were a liability.
Kurde, jak szybko ona to skończyła. Niesamowite. Ło. Ale skok.
Hey there, you a new hire? I thought all our positions were full. Oh? Interesting. Usually she comes down here herself if she needs something. I'm glad she's finally got an assistant. Anyway, I'm Andres. Nice to meet you. Something else I can help you with?
Andreas.
Let's just say that I've made enough here to retire early if I wanted to, and do something else with my life. Still not sure that's what I want yet, though. Other operations? I'd probably have to put in another 10, 15 years to get to where I am today. Deimos seems to prioritize its employees, which is a nice change of pace from the industry. About 15 years now. It's good work, good money. Only problem is that it keeps me away from my family. They live well, but I hardly see them. Who knows? Maybe this is the year I let my contract renewal lapse and I finally retire. Just for mining, not work entirely. I think about it every time my contract comes up.
O, cześć Patros.
Systems away from my family.
Trochę wam zajęło, co tam z Julką żeś pogadał i pograł, bo przylazła mi tu gadała takie coś.
I'm conflicted because the job pays so well, and I want to earn enough so that my kid never has to do what I did to make ends meet. Yeah, I know. It's gonna take some real soul searching to figure it out. I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those cases where whatever I choose, it'll be the right decision, and yet the wrong decision all at once. Time will tell. Oh, is it that time already?
Mówiłem ci 5 minut gadania, potem mówi, że za godzinę będzie i nagle wraca pod tymczasem i gadamy na grupie z dziadkiem. Aha. No spoko.
Okay, that should do it. Here you go. Tell her I said hi, will you?
Almost like some sort of hive colony.
Pyk. Wow. Kurczę, mogę. Nie, stąd nie mogę nic.
Oh, hold on there. Are you supposed to be down here? You could get hurt without proper safety training. Yeah, I get it. I'm old. To answer your question, though, no.
Pokręcone trochę chyba, że mamy lecieć na streama. I tak zaraz kończę. Bez... Nie wiem, w sumie myślałem, że przyjdziecie wcześniej, ale... Albo stwierdziłem, że nie chcecie, no to... A ja i tak zaraz muszę spadać. Chyba, tak mi się wydaje. Bo już jest taka pora, no chyba, że... No zobaczę.
Sure, hand it here. Let's see. No. 10. No. No. Good. No. Oh, there it is. Is that it? When you've been here as long as I have, you don't really have much more to say. This is just procedure to make the suits happy. They know I'm good. Anyway, see you around.
No to see you around.
It is now safe to resume normal activity.
Whoa. Jak tu się skacze. Dajcie. No dobra. Tu jest jakaś winda gdzieś. Wiem, że tu jest gdzieś jakaś winda. Ale to możemy też.
Please remain 2 meters away.
The city of Sidonia is proud to be a pillar of support for the United Colonies. Seek your local marine recruiter if you...
No dobra, możemy iść z nam. I to tam różnicy nie zrobi. Gdzie ona jest?
You're doing me a huge favor. Thanks. You've got all those forms filled out and returned? Anyone give you any trouble? Other than Leona?
I heard that.
No. You're just a nice person who agreed to help someone in need during a bad situation. This is a one-time thing. Technically, you're not even supposed to do that. But honestly, we're all overworked up here, and you can't really do any damage. So, hey. That's nice to know. This is still a fairly new process, but we've done a few of them now, so I'm glad they're taking it in stride. I'm not usually one to ask others to do my work, but you really helped me out big time, and I appreciate it. Here's a little something, as thanks.
Serio? Takie gówniane zadanie. Ja pierdolę. Ciekawe, gdzie to jest. O, chyba nie tu. Gdzieś w innej galaktyce. Przy okazji będziemy szukać różnych rzeczy.
Aquila City is a tribute to human tenacity. You can't help but be impressed with what they've done in order to survive.
No dobra. To za chwilę tylko coś zobaczę. Kurwa, jakie oni grupy napierdalają, jak nie na tej. To nie wiem. A on tak na telefonie siedzi. Jakoś nie, dobra.
Looks like a quaint town, but it's got problems as big as any other city.
Hi. Please feel free to have a look around. It's the reason I started this place. Welcome to the Co-Heritage Museum. I offer a brief tour, and I'm happy to discuss the city's history as well. Let me see. Oh dear Lord. It's real. It still exists. This is the original charter for Aquila City. And you can see their signatures. This is really the birth of the Freestar Collective. The core philosophy of limited government and inalienable rights. All here. Thank you.
Aha, bo to jest...
If you find anything else, please come back. If you ever want to learn more history, please visit.
Okej. Sarah Morgan. Czego ona chce ode mnie.
Hey, you might want this.
A jak będzie ten, to potem się kupi jakiś też statek. Ale to może nie w tym. Ja mam 106 tysięcy. Tak gruba kasa. I tak już jest 106
Home
tysięcy.
sweet home. Or bittersweet home, I suppose.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Słuchaj.
Now that we have a moment, I wanted to ask how you're feeling. After your experience at the temple, you've given everyone at the lodge quite a scare.
O Boże.
Why am I concerned? Let's think for a moment. Ah, yes. It isn't exactly an everyday occurrence to stumble across a mysterious temple and absorb some type of strange alien energy from within.
Czekajcie. Czy mu się włączył telewizor?
You in deep thought or something?
Okej. Kurwa, czekajcie chwilę. Aż pewnie ktoś coś nacisł i się zdupiło. Dobra.
You okay? That's distressing, but to be expected, I suppose. According to what I've heard, your body absorbed an almost unquantifiable amount of energy of a type we can't even begin to understand. We're dealing with something unknown to modern science. Who knows how this encounter has affected your body or your mind? Although I don't know the exact nature of the energy you absorbed, I'm fairly certain it means you no harm. I don't have any scientific data to back that up, so you'll just have to trust my intuition. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Well, good. I'm pleased to hear that. That temple proves we're dealing with entities of unknown origin. The problem is that we can't even begin to guess what their intention was towards us and where they've gone. It's a possibility I've considered, but I'm not 100% convinced. The only thing we can be certain of is that the technology we've encountered points to beings that live outside the settled systems.
Kosmici.
Perhaps that's true, or perhaps you were simply quite lucky. It's just that... Oh, I'm afraid that we're flying almost completely blind here. All we know for certain at this point is that whoever created the artifacts are the same beings that built the temple. Anything else is just guesswork. I might as well put on a blindfold and toss darts at theories written on the wall. As far as Constellation's concerned, you're the first human we're aware of that's ever encountered one of these places.
O, no, w tych świątyniach dalej ciśnie.
That's another matter entirely.
Bo ona chce tylko pogadać.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. But we're only at the very beginning. There are still so many questions that need to be answered. Who was this wondrous structure built to accommodate? How long ago did these entities inhabit our universe? Are they still out there, somewhere? Indeed, a mystery that I'm...
Istotnie.
Hopefully both of us are determined to solve. It's funny. I used to think the artifacts were the end-all be-all of scientific discovery, the pinnacle mystery of our time. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine it would lead to something of this magnitude. I just hope that you'll come through this, whatever it is, unharmed.
O, pociśniemy.
Well, yes, of course you are. I was thinking of the power that you've acquired. This is all scientifically speaking, of course. Look, I've already taken up too much of your time. All I can do is promise that I'm not going to make you deal with this mystery alone. Whatever might be happening, I'll be right here to help you every step of the way.
I am at your service, Captain.
Remember our last conversation when you told me the artifacts made you feel like you were being pulled across the entire galaxy? Well, it got me thinking, so I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's older journal entries. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor. Unfortunately, no. Other than you and Barrett, there were no records of direct encounters with the artifacts. I have to admit, though, I did get more than a bit sidetracked reminiscing about
Ja widzę, że z nią to kurde.
Really? I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with Aja just started flooding back. Aja Mamasa. She was the youngest member of Constellation when it was founded. Only took her 15 years to reach chair. Sorry, I sometimes get so caught up in my own bubble, I forget that I wasn't the first. She absolutely was. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her protege. Hey. So I pinched a few ideas from my old boss. Can you blame me? At any rate, We logged quite a few discoveries together, but it was the actual journey that I cherished the most. We catalogued unusual stellar phenomena,
Ale jestem się,
habitable
jak
worlds,
ona ma te...
some unique life forms, but nothing SSNN would bother to report.
Siup.
Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to Aja spin vivid stories to fill the time. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone. Yeah, you know, being alone in interstellar space, nothing but light years of black around you. Some people find that terrifying. I find it comfortable. It helps me bond with my shipmates.
Good.
At this point, I'd say you've graduated from protege and moved up the ladder. A bit. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I miss her dearly. No, she retired. Living on Porima 2 now, I think. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions.
Kurde, lasko, ale ty mnie męczy.
Oh, don't worry. There's no bad blood between us. The worst that might happen is you get stuck listening to two
Czy ty
old
coś
friends
sugerujesz,
catching up on
że
old
ma
times.
być jakieś zadanie, żeby ją odwiedziać?
Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of Aja. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger to discover what's out there. And that, well, that's what intrigues me about you. I won't be disappointed at all. And if it turns to be the case, I'm certain things will continue to run smoothly. Anyway, that's all I had to discuss for now. Thanks for spending time listening to me. It really helps.
Tyle, tak? To tyle, tak? Świetnie. Jest. To jest chyba tutaj. Również.
I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation perceives my presence. Regardless of how I present myself, I feel as though they're looking at me with disdain, rather than comradeship. We have not yet had a moment to talk about what happened to you at that place. Temple? I am not sure what to call it. In all my time amongst the stars,
Chcę
I've
zobaczyć.
never heard of such a thing. What do you think that place was?
Daj
Until
mi
next
chwilę.
time.
Daj mi chwilę, kobieto.
Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.
Dobra.
I arrived along with many material goods.
Kurwa, jeszcze z nim mam.
Previous chair, Malcolm Livingstone. Despite several significant system replacements and upgrades, I have been online for 43 years. My primary function has been to support and protect Barrett during his travels. I am currently unable to do so. That is as capable as I can be of missing anyone. I believe Barrett would find your question amusing. My methods of achieving my primary goals are dictated solely by my programming, and are not subject to the same whims as humans. Even if I wished it, I could not approach it any other way. Also, I
Mnie
am
ciekawi jedna
incapable
rzecz,
of
a nie
wishing.
kurde, nie chciałem z nim pogadać, ale... Dobra.
The exploration of an unknown planet
Jak już to
can
jest.
be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment. A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training.
Kurde,
While a
Elika.
scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, you will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce.
Teoretycznie, ale to sobie może... Ja sobie to zrobię w sumie.
The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond
To
that,
będzie ciężko.
extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of
Dobra.
cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built. The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo.
Czy ty jesteś w stanie? Aha, nie jesteś. Szkoda.
Bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this.
Yes.
As much as I love
I would
cannot
say
wait
that
to meet him.
the
It's been
proper
ages since
adjustments are
Constellation has
being
had someone
made.
new.
The most difficult part has been acclimating to what you
Które się
perceive
przyniosło
as
las.
the more. We have not yet had in all my time.
I'll limit it to the really important stuff, Dad.
This does not bode well.
to damy.
Nor I suspect anyone else who has ever lived. Is that presuming too much? Certainly it is too soon to speculate about who built it, but how can we not? After what you experienced, do you have any insights? It was not exactly what I meant, but yes. I suppose I was hoping you might have felt something. I am sorry. After what you have been through, I should be asking about you. Are you all right? Have you felt any side effects? How can any of us know what will happen? This is the definition of unprecedented, is it not? Yes, I meant apart from that. I am still trying to comprehend that on its own. The artifacts, that temple, this new ability you
A po prostu rozmowy. Te nawet zadania nie są.
This is all so much bigger than we realized.
W sumie ta opcja jest fajna.
Yes, you are right. And if we continue to work together, perhaps we can start to explain some of this. Now we have even greater reason to press forward, to learn more about what is at work here.
And you must be the latest poor fool to get dragged into our dysfunctional little family.
Teraz z tobą mam gadać, chłopie.
Something bothering you, Andresia?
Yes, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Funny story, caught this one stealing my ship. Only reason I didn't turn her in is because we have the same last name.
Comes with the territory, I suppose.
All right. That's my one.
I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation perceives my presence. Regardless of how I present myself, I feel as though they're looking at me with disdain, rather than comradeship.
Honestly, I think you're being a bit paranoid. Everyone I've spoken to has nothing but complimentary things to say about you.
Whoa. I know a few dark sides of the Aquila Moons, but if you're looking for deep history lessons, well, I'm gonna fall asleep before you do.
Trust me. Don't encourage him. Kuriko, by the way. Hi, hi.
You even wish to be approached at all.
Hey, hi.
Give them time, Andresia. They'll come around. I promise.
There's no "you have to be this tall" sign for space.
The package may be small, but she can handle herself. You'll see.
Przekonasz się, albo miło cię poznać, albo to jest też. W sumie.
It helps to have a good teacher. Dad, don't let it go to your head.
Good teachers are like supernovae. Brilliant auras of light that turn dust into stars.
A compliment from little Cora. And it's not even my birthday. Now, let's talk business. Sarah tell you about the expedition?
Kurde.
Sure enough, that's where we're heading. The three of us are heading to Aquila. first settled planet of the Freestar Collective and, not coincidentally, the home of their capital, Aquila City. We'll land in the city's spaceports, but the frontier's our goal. It's rough country. Spawned a lot of stories. And I got a lead on a tale that makes me think one thing. Artifact. Yeah, don't piss off the Freestar Rangers. As far as the collective is
Ma grubsze
concerned,
zadanie jest
judge,
akurat.
jury, and executioner. They're the good guys, but that don't make them any less dangerous. Outside that, just don't be an asshole. Okay. We'll meet you on board your ship. Talk more when we get there. Once we land on Aquila, it's gonna be you and me. So if you want to do any freewheeling before then, Cora and I will just be riding passenger.
Czy to, co się włączyło? Dobra. Nie, to jest to. Dobra. Na razie nam jest... Okej. Co? Spoko. Ale to z powodu tego, że ale to z powodu tego shortsa, co wrzuciłem. Widziałeś go chyba. Co się tam stanęło się?
Have my attention.
Teoretycznie. Dobra, ja sobie to wszystko wrzucę. Co? Co by 15? Ekwipunek. I ten... No widziałem, no właśnie. No i właśnie. O. Wejdźcie sobie te zasoby. Rzemieślniczy. Lead jest rzemieślniczy. To jest też rzemieślniczy. To jest rzemieślniczy, ale ja to będę potrzebował wszystko do... Dobra, bo ja to będę potrzebował, a to jest nieograniczona pojemność. Tej skrzynki, więc w sumie się zepsuły. A no widzisz. No, tylko że widzisz, tyle subów, a potem i tak nie przychodzą na streama, nie? Bezpośrednio, żeby przyjść i pogadać. A tu potrzebuję pozbierać nie wiadomo czego. Lead. Płókno. Lead, żelazo i... No będziemy zbierać, no potrzebuję paru rzeczy, żeby to kontynuować, może się gdzieś znajdą. Dobra, lecimy dalej, nie? Marno niestety. To norma, no. Więc powiem ci, nie wiem czy w ogóle tego giveaway ja będę robił na te 500 tak jak i tak kurde potem i tak ludzi tu nie ma, to komu to będziesz rozlosowywał? No, ale mi właśnie o to chodzi, że kurde trochę tak bo ja mam rozlosować klucze jak no, Dawid idzie, patrzcie, żyje i idzie, to ja chyba kończę. Ciule, co mi się stało? Kurwa, nogę sobie na koniec złamałem. Poważnie? No, więc się zastanawiam, co do będzie reklamować gdzieś, zanim go rozpoczniesz. No, powiem ci tak, wystarczy shortsa zrobić na kanale i poleci. Jak o co ci chodzi, to shortsa można oddupić jakiegoś fajnego byśmy zrobili i wtedy wiesz, spoko, z reklamą to się nie ma co martwić, to okej, jak zrobimy reklamę streama, mówisz, no to tam Juli znać, że idzie, bo zna się martwi, no to weź i ja muszę kończyć tego streama, tylko chcę się dowiedzieć, gdzie mam iść. Teoretycznie tu gdzieś i na razie robimy przerwę od kurwa, chciałem powiedzieć Skyrima, ale to jest Starfield. No, od Starfielda. Ciul. No. Kurwa, no to gdzie to? Tu, dobra, jestem kurwa debilem. Dobra, pyk. Stale rządowe, sprawy międzynarodowe.
These orders can't be. Yes.
Dobra, nie będę z nią gadał, bo jak zaczniesz, to tu wiecznie to będzie trwać. Dobra ludzie, na tym sobie zakończymy. I teraz będzie przerwa, jeśli chodzi o granie. Będziemy coś innego puszczać wam. No ale to macie tam plan. Czymcie się i do następnego razu. Do zobaczenia w The Crew. Tak myślę, bo 14 już powinien być. A jak nie to 15, to zobaczymy. No to czymcie się.